when you're in the Hollywood loop, they love predators and they just like keep hiring predators. Like, did you just shit your pants? You've never had a burrito?
I've never had a burrito.
A taco?
No, never. I'm getting more into eating breads. That's about it.
Dak.
It's time for the 10:30 Brekky podcast. Prepared to be amazed. Your host, the King and Seth the Blonde.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you for listening to 10:30 Brekky. I'm Seth.
I am Dak.
And you're listening to Dak and Seth here on the 10:30 Brekky podcast.
Yes.
Streaming live every single day on TikTok. I am joking, but I love that joke. No, for real though. Have you ever seen TikTok live? Like, I just wanted to jump right into this. TikTok live is probably the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Have you like scrolled? Do you scroll on TikTok still?
I mean, occasionally, yeah.
Because I think a lot of people are always questioning us because we're TikTokers, quote unquote, or we, had a little bit of clout from TikTok at one point in our lives.
Yeah.
And like, I don't really use the app anymore.
No.
I like try to find a way to upload on there, like once in a while, but I really don't use the app anymore. It's just kind of like,
yeah,
really bad for me. The feed is poor. There's nothing on there. Like when I go on TikTok, 99% of the time,
yeah,
it's like a stupid trend.
Yeah.
A stupid like template from CapCut that they're trying to make me download.
Yeah.
This template got me viral, and I'm like, I don't care. Like it's just crap.
Yeah.
And then I'll scroll again, and it's one of the Vlog Squad members from David Dobrik's vlogs begging for money because he's no longer working with David Dobrik. And then it's like Jason Nash or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you keep scrolling, and it's like some random dude in like India, like laying on the concrete, like acting like he's poor and he needs money and shit. He's like, help me. And then keep scrolling, and you see an NPC streamer. You know what the NPC guys are?
Yeah.
Where they're literally like, thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Nice flower. GG's. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. It's so weird, bro. Like, it's not normal world.
I mean, mine's like pretty normal.
Yours is like anime stuff, though. Like, it's your niche,
I have like
right?
anime, like Reddit stories.
I think mine's just jacked up. Our TikTok account,
yeah,
like the Dak and Seth TikTok account is jacked up.
That I'll get like lives for like Super Smash Bros. And Clash Royale.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I moved on from TikTok. I love YouTube Shorts.
Oh yeah.
Just because clips of YouTube videos, and I'm a YouTube kid, so
yeah,
I really like YouTube Shorts. But I don't know. I can't do like anything else.
No, I mean usually TikTok is just like what I go on to before I go to bed.
So you just binge TikTok when you go to bed?
Yeah, for like anywhere from like 30 minutes to maybe like an hour, and I go to bed.
I'm at the point where I use Instagram Reels, I use YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
And TikTok's just becoming this weird like place where they just sell a bunch of like bullshit products, and like I see a bunch of NPC streamers, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this world, bro? I miss the nostalgic TikTok days, you know?
Oh gosh.
Everyone knew the trends, everyone knew the songs, everyone knew who was on TikTok and who was hot and who was funny.
Yeah.
And it was just like enjoyable, and now it's just so saturated with a bunch of crap that it's just not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't find joy in TikTok anymore.
No.
Like I don't find joy at all.
Yeah.
And it's getting banned, dude. And I feel like people would want to hear our opinion on that.
Yeah.
Because we live on that platform. We've got
course.
like 2.6 million followers on there. Like,
yeah.
do you care if it gets banned?
I mean, not really.
Yeah. Honestly, as weird as this sounds, I love TikTok. Appreciate everything it's done for me. But if it gets banned, it's one less thing I have to stress about, dude.
True.
I really don't care. I just take a screenshot one last time to show that I had that many followers at one point, you know? Because it's a cool accomplishment.
Yeah, they won't be sending us our tax forms late.
No, yeah, they send our tax forms late. Like, it's just TikTok, dude. Get your shit together, ByteDance. But either way, I don't think they're gonna ban TikTok.
No,
and I don't think they should.
not.
I don't want them to. I'm not saying like I want them to. The government's doing it because they want more control over TikTok, and they don't like that it's controlled by like a Chinese company for the most part.
Yeah.
And that means, people can literally spread anything on TikTok within a day. It can go viral.
Yeah.
And our government doesn't like that. They don't want the truth out that quick. That's not fair. I'm not saying everything on TikTok's the truth. It's
no, of course
far
not.
from it, but it's definitely like a place that I think they just want more control over it, and it being an American-owned company will give them that, puppet master ability to control what the fuck is on TikTok. And right now, it's just like a Wild West. Like people are selling like fake supplements. They're selling like freaking Viagra to get your dick bigger and shit. It's just weird. It's not a place. It needs control. I just don't think we should have to the government or somebody in the United States should own it, but that's how it's going to be. They're threatening to ban it. It's not going to get banned. They're just doing it so somebody will buy it quicker. Yeah. And there's a lot of billionaires that want to buy it. Like it's a multi-billion-dollar company. Yeah. Somebody's going to buy it.
Of course.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Gets banned. I'll have a tear. It was a good time. Great era. Love everything about it. Yeah. We had great memories, dude. We've already said it, but it just like got us through college, so
it definitely did.
I miss it. But Dak, what do you? We should kind of take a step back here. What did you do today? It's like 6:58 right now on a Saturday. We're doing a late pod. Late. I'm about to go out and have some fun after this. But I think Dak, you were brewery hopping before this?
I wasn't really brewery hopping. Went to one brewery and then went to the VFW.
Okay, and your dad owns the VFW pretty much?
No, he does not own the VFW.
People know him at the VFW.
I mean, yes, people know him at the VFW.
Do you see yourself being like a casual at the VFW in the future?
I don't know. I mean, it's a nice kind of bar.
Yeah, I think it's like VFW is definitely like when you get to that age, you just should go there.
No, they got karaoke tonight.
Oh, really? You stick around for karaoke?
I do not go singing at karaoke.
Did you drink anything other than Bush today when you were out at the bars?
I had the Doug.
My guess is that's like a craft beer from the brewery.
Yeah, from Little Thistle.
Little Thistle.
Yeah, and then otherwise it was just Bush. A couple of ultras, but yeah. Your
dad wasn't slamming any?
No.
Take it easy?
I mean, when we were at the VFW, he had a few too many, so we had to have Taylor's friend Hope drive us back.
Drive responsibly, dude. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Speaking of, why didn't you guys get an Uber or Lyft?
Because Hope was fine.
Okay. Well, did you hear about Uber and Lyft?
Yes, I have heard about that.
Now, this is a very niche thing to people that live in Minnesota, specifically in the metro area, Minneapolis, St. Paul area. So if you don't really know, I found out just like a week ago that they're going to be, or Lyft and Uber are going to be leaving the cities. In Minnesota, they're leaving, like outright just being done. There's no more no more Lyft and Uber in Minneapolis, and I don't know the whole reason. And maybe I should have done my research before this, to be honest with you. But I'm pretty sure it's because of the fact that there's like a minimum wage issue, like with our state, and Uber and Lyft aren't able to there's no minimum wage on Uber and Lyft, and I think basically our state government's not happy with it, so they're basically forcing Uber and Lyft to either change their rules or just outright leave, and Uber and Lyft are like, we can just leave, we don't care. So starting in May, there's going to be no longer Uber and Lyft, so drinking and driving is now legal again. Everything's back to normal, how it should be, obviously. No, it's actually ridiculous though, because I get it. Yeah, there's taxis. Just people don't know how. I've never freaking ordered it. How do you even order a taxi? Where do you go to get a taxi?
I think you just have to Google taxi services in the area and then just call them.
I don't know, bro. I'm sure it's easy, but I've never had to experience. First of all, taxis suck. You get in them, you just watch the money fly up,
gosh.
and you're like, great. I'm gonna have to. You get stuck in traffic, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And then you just don't know how much you're gonna pay till the end.
Yeah.
And it's just not as fun as an Uber. Uber's always unique, different ethnic groups driving you every day. You don't know what you're gonna get. It's like reaching your hand into the pot of America and closing your eyes, and you just get a different breed of human every time. It's so fun. And I feel like taxis are just like these mean, get in the car. They're just not.
Yeah.
And it's going to suck. And I'm not going to order a taxi.
No.
I'm just going to have to sleep where I'm at or walk home, dude. It sucks.
No, I was worried about the baseball game that I'm coming to up next week.
Oh, yeah, the Twins game.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
And fucking having to... I was like, oh, I'll just Uber back from the game. I'm like, oh wait, shit, is Uber and Lyft gonna still be there?
Well, you can walk, dude. It's pretty close to my place.
Yeah, no,
you're gonna go to my place, right?
Yeah, I'll go to your place.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah, Twins home opener. So just a lot of Minnesota talk right now. So sorry if you're not from Minnesota, but it's just ridiculous. I don't understand. I don't know if there's other cities that have this issue right now.
Yeah.
Uber and Lyft are gonna have to leave, and it's not an Uber and Lyft problem. It's like our state government just sucks.
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't be as bad of an issue maybe in like the highly condensed areas like New York and whatnot, where they have like the taxis have a well established.
Yeah, but even there, like it's just more convenient, like to have Uber and Lyft because you have it in your phone, and you know what to do with it. You know, like the co-op's move into Minneapolis market is a response to Uber and Lyft's threats to end the services on May 1st, following the new ordinance passed by the city council that would boost driver pay. The drivers' cooperative plans to partner with Minnesota and Uber and Lyft Drivers Association to launch a platform before the start of May. According to the co-op's website, the members make 8 to 10% more on each trip than Uber and Lyft. The profits return to the drivers' dividends. The founders of the drivers' cooperative, along with local drivers and riders, will hold a press conference on Minneapolis on Friday. Blah, 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 whatever. So this is basically the city is launching a competitive app called the Drivers Cooperative. What?
That is so weird. It is.
And they're trying to basically, I think the whole premise is like they want more pay for drivers.
Yeah.
And Uber and Lyft aren't able to like give them more pay, and I think because of that, the Minnesota's making this driver co-op or whatever, the cooperative thing.
Yeah.
And it's driving Uber and Lyft out, and they're just like, yeah, well, if you guys go through this, we're just gonna leave. And they don't care because they want them to leave. They want more pay for the drivers.
Yeah.
Regardless, I think it's going to be dumb. Maybe it isn't. I probably won't even need to think about it in a year from now, but it's just another thing to bitch about.
Yeah. It's just another stupid thing that's happening.
There's so many current events right now that I want to talk about, but I'm not educated enough. And we don't have Jamie today, so unfortunately. We're doing a quick, like, just fire off this podcast. So
yeah.
Is there anything like on right now that you want to talk about that's in the news?
I've been seeing like the whole Diddy thing.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna talk about Diddy.
I think it's kind of fucked. Like, I mean, everything that's being like lodged against him, like assault. I mean, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah. So he's facing charges, serious legal charges of what? Like it's assault, harassment, trafficking.
Yeah.
Those are 3 things I'm going to have to literally bleep out when I say them on YouTube because they'll get flagged for that. But that's ridiculous. So
yeah, and he's already I think he's already fled the country to Tijuana.
No. Bro, he dropped, he got rid of, he's already separated himself from all of his companies, and he's completely just disappeared from the earth.
Just gone.
Yeah, and they raided his home.
In LA and in Miami.
Yeah, Homeland Security raided both of his houses, Los Angeles and Miami. And basically his house was just completely ripped apart. And he's denying everything, obviously. Which,
of course.
As he should, because he has a brain where he needs to go to court and fight this.
Yes.
But I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of stories about rappers now saying that Diddy was just secretly gay and he's done some weird shit with him.
God.
In bed and with other with Meek Mill and Kevin Hart's all this weird shit is coming out right now. And I'm telling you, this is just another part of the circle of all these elitists and all these rich billionaires getting exposed for all these weird sex trafficking rings that they're involved in.
Yeah.
This dude probably went to, what's it called? What's the place in California that they worship an owl?
I'm trying to think of where
what is it called? It's called Grove, Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, and they just go there and drink baby's blood and shit. It's creepy.
Sacrifice an effigy of a child.
So I mean, I don't want to sit here and be like, yeah, Diddy's getting in trouble because he might be innocent till proven guilty.
Yeah.
But it seems pretty guilty, man.
Yeah.
Especially because he's just leaving all his companies. And there was a girl that came out and said that she filed a lawsuit against him that she was trafficked and beaten by him over 10 years.
Well.
So yeah, this dude, and I'm assuming he just paid her off with hush money and things like that, and then probably she stopped getting money, and now she's coming out and saying,
yeah.
I think this case is going to go on for a very long time. I'm scrolling through the news right now, and there's a lot of people coming out saying that blah, 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 he drugged this girl in 1991. It's terrible. It's actually really fucked up. So I'm praying to the Lord it's not true, but
yeah.
Regardless, it's all these elitists. Getting
Yo.
caught red-handed, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because I think it's true. And then that pivots over to, we're trying to wrap up so many of these crazy topics right now, but I think another one that really was interesting, I watched Quiet on Set.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watched that documentary?
I have not.
Yeah, I didn't think you would, but you're just wasting your time anyway. You can just like watch a YouTube video and get a recap. But the main thing so far about that is Drake Bell from Drake and Josh. Did you watch Nickelodeon as a kid?
Yes.
You did. You watched Drake and Josh. You watched iCarly.
Yep.
You watched all that, like Victorious, all that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so those shows, when you first watched them, they were so good. Like Drake and Josh was the best show ever. Like I loved it so much. And then you rewatch it. Like I was watching clips from like Sam and Cat, I think it was. I think it was from Sam and Cat. Where like Ariana Grande, it's a scene of her, is that or Victorious? I don't know. One or the other. She was in both of them. So, and she was like pouring like water on her face and like laying on her bed and like saying very like pretty sexual things, I would say, that were like sexual innuendos or whatever. So it was kind of like on the line.
Yeah.
But as a child show, it was like very fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then the main story was obviously Drake Bell.
Yes.
And that he basically was molested by this dude for years and years and years. This guy would pick him up from school.
Oh.
Brian Peck.
Oh.
Yeah, no, his name was Brian Peck, and he would pick up Drake from school like every day.
Yeah.
And he was like a gay dude. And basically his dad, Drake's dad, knew that something was up. And, you know, the elitists, the Hollywood world, basically convinced Drake that his dad was a bad person and he cut him off and shit.
Oh.
So, like, yeah, Drake was just stuck in this whole, like, shithole.
Oh, shit.
Of, like, people, like, him and shit. And, of course, like, everyone was kind of just, like, going along with the flow because, you know, Dan Schneider's a god and they'd praise him in all the episodes. And all the things that he wrote, like, don't get me wrong, these shows were so entertaining, but you rewatch them, bro, and you're like, that's weird. Why is she saying it like that? Or, like there's episodes where, like, Freddie's, like, borderline just, like, humping Carly, like, in the episode, and you're kind of like, who wrote this, bro? Or, like, they had episodes where they're playing with their feet, and it was all about their feet, bro. And I think a lot of these things, you got to look from a perspective, though, is a lot of these things I get were, like, really wrong, but I think things age differently, and, like, back then it wasn't really questionable, and, like, people didn't nothing was bad, and now we're at the point where everything that isn't following, like, the certain guideline is bad, and, like, people point it out. I'm not saying it was good. It was very odd. I don't know how I didn't notice that was creepy as a kid. Maybe because I just didn't really know anything about that shit. Things just don't age well, and that was a definition of something that just didn't age well. Was Nickelodeon as a whole. Yeah. And Dan Schneider's dirty, dirty mind. I think that dude just was a little upset that he could probably never get laid. Because that guy, have you seen him?
I've not.
You've never seen Dan Schneider?
I've never seen
I'm going to show you a photo of Dan Schneider. Like, he is, he's gross. He looks like a ball of meat. Like a meatball.
A meatball.
Look at this guy. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a sucker, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he looks like a villain. Like, he looks like somebody that try to, you know, get with, like, be a predator. He's a child predator. Yeah. Basically, everyone on Nickelodeon was like a child predator.
Oh, God.
And the worst part is that Brian Peck guy that would pick up Drake from school every day eventually got charged and went to jail for, I think, 16 months. I think it was about 16 months, which is ridiculous just for... Yeah. It was only 16 months.
Definitely.
And he got out, and guess where he got a job at after that?
Nickelodeon?
Disney fucking Channel.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So this Brian Peck dude, when you're in the Hollywood loop, they love predators, and they just, like, keep hiring predators. Like, come on in. Come check out the children. Creepy, dude. Like, it's actually scary. These kids are, like, growing up, and now their life is ruined. And I just think that... Nickelodeon just wasn't something that in the time seemed wrong, but now it is because we realized that these children were all, like, told to shut the hell up and, like, stay quiet and praise Dan because he is a god. Like, that's what it was. Like, Dan was a sick monster. Yeah. And and, like, you know, Jeanette McCurdy, which was on iCarly as well. Yeah. Sam on iCarly. She, like, obviously already has, like, she's already been out talking about it, but since this documentary's came out, it's been stirring some shit up. Like, and Drake Bell has, like, everybody's praising Drake Bell from Drake and Josh, but I can't overlook one thing. Did you just shit your pants?
Yes, and I think it actually, like, picked up on the mic.
Oh my God. Dude, I literally thought the whole ground was falling through. Holy shit, Dak. That was very impressive. Like I literally felt that like through my bones. My God, that was like a fucking 7.8 magnitude earthquake in Haiti.
God,
that was insane, Dak. Wow, I lost track of thought. Yeah, but basically, so I just wanted to say one last thing about this quiet on set thing, which I think was all sickening. And Drake Bell definitely deserves like the praise, and I think he's gone through the shit, and but he's definitely had his own things. Like literally 2 years ago, everyone hated Drake Bell because he was actually in court because he was sexting like a 14-year-old girl. I don't know how old she was. I think she was underage. Okay, so I don't know how old she was. An underage girl.
Yeah.
And he like went to court for it, and pretty sure he like pleaded guilty and everything for it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. And then this thing, makes him look like a god. So, praise the guy's soul. I think he went through the ringer, but that doesn't excuse to be sexting little children. Mm-hmm. Maybe the predatory thing rubbed off from Dan Schneider onto Drake. So I don't know. I mean, I think I'm just telling you right now, everyone in Hollywood is a lot creepier and faker than you think. Like you look at like these people that are in these movies, and they are told to say certain things and be certain ways and act certain ways because they signed NDAs as a child and they can't talk about it for years and years and years. And it's just how the elitists run the show there. I honestly see right through that shit most of the time. But as a child, I get why you wouldn't. What was like your favorite show on Nickelodeon? Did you have one?
Honestly, I don't really know.
What the fuck, Dak? You didn't watch Nickelodeon. You're lying to me.
I watched shows.
Then how do you not know?
I mean, I like SpongeBob. SpongeBob was always just like
SpongeBob was the one that like didn't get any shit, and it still survives to this day.
Yes.
Because there's no humans. Like it's voice actors.
Yes.
And for all we know, I don't think Dan Schneider really had much involvement in SpongeBob though. He was more of like the on-set like iCarly type shit.
Yeah.
From what I've known, I really don't know. I actually didn't even know Nickelodeon was still alive right now.
Yeah.
They're still active.
Oh yeah.
They just make animated shows now. Purely animated shows.
Yeah.
They probably like we should probably stay away from it, like making shows with children anymore. And just stick with animation. You know what I was thinking about, Dad?
What?
Remember when we were in the dorms, and we had that buddy. His name was?
Yes.
I'm just going to bleep his name because I really don't want to expose him. Like, he didn't do anything wrong, but I just kind of want to tell a story about him, and I don't want to, put his name in the dirt without asking him. So, he was a great guy. He definitely liked alcohol quite a bit. He was, I would say, our drunk homie, our drunk friend. And remember the one day I don't know what the situation was, but I had a bunch of fish tanks in college. Like 2, and I would maintain them both in the dorms, and there was a bunch of fish that I just didn't like. They were like ratty, and I think one day he came in and he was wanting a drink, and it was just like a random Wednesday night. Nobody wanted a drink,
of course.
But I don't think he had that much alcohol, so I think I like offered him a drink, like a beer, if he like swallowed one of my fish alive. Do you remember this?
Yes.
No, he swallowed my fish alive. I was just thinking about that because I had a lot of food today, and I just was thinking about how I literally swallowed a fish alive. Like,
no,
that's kind of fucking gross.
Oh, I had some pretzel bites today.
Whoa, stepping out of your comfort zone.
It wasn't too bad.
Really?
Yes.
How did it feel? Like, what was the experience having a pretzel bite for the first time?
It was fine. It's just like some salted cooked bread.
Because like Dak, you don't like stepping out of your comfort zone for food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like tough for you. What are some of the foods that you've like had in the past, year here that have like stepped you out of your comfort zone a little bit? Like you might develop a liking. Because we just went to Fogo de Chao last week.
I've had like most of those meats.
Yeah, those were just meat though. We went to Fogo de Chao and they're just like very fancy meat, but they kept serving it to us like raw.
Yeah.
Like all the meat was like purple, and I get it. Like fancy food, you want rare meat. I'm not saying don't get rare, but this is alive, like breathing.
Yeah.
Still. It was not great. I was like kind of weirded out by how everything was like raw.
Yeah.
Just felt like the people behind that were serving this was like Hollywood people like feeding us baby food or something, like baby meat.
No, I was just telling my dad and Deb about it. They're like, "Oh, how much was it?" I'm like, after tax and tip, it was like $92.
Yeah.
They're like, "Jesus, really?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, all right, good. We know not to go there.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't go back. We got charged for water.
No,
$7 for water, and then you bought a beer and you got charged $5.
I got charged cheaper.
Yeah.
Than you guys.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, dude.
No, they were talking about. They're like, "Oh, so they must have just charged you for just not getting anything to drink."
And you And the funny thing is, there was a big salad bar, a bunch of food at the salad bar. Dak went up and got 2 pieces of pepperoni. 3 pieces of pepperoni at this fancy restaurant. So that goes back to my question, though. What is a food that recently, in the past, year or two, that has stepped you out of your comfort zone a little bit? Because you have a pretty bland diet, I won't say.
I don't know.
It's not like a bad diet. I'm just saying it's bland. You're very picky.
I'm getting more into eating breads. That's about it.
Dak. Come on, dude.
I'm eating
breads. What do you mean? You're going to traveling Europe and getting exotic breads? What do you mean? America's the worst place to say, oh, I'm getting more into breads, dude. Dak, we live in America, dude. We have Wonder Bread. We don't have real bread in America. What do you mean? Getting more into breads. Okay, elaborate that. I want to hear more.
I don't know. When we went to Mexico last time, I had this.
So you weren't even okay, yeah.
But it was this oiled kind of bread that we got at an Italian restaurant.
So it was was it one of the the pre-foods that you get?
Yes.
And it's just literally oil on bread
with some seasoning. Yes.
So you're getting more into breads.
Yes, I used to not really eat the table bread.
No, so you're you're still pooping.
I have gas.
Okay, fair enough.
Probably the little smokies.
Ew. Dude, gross. You gonna come out drinking with us tonight?
I don't know.
Come just drink with us a little bit. Dude, have fun, dude. You only live once, right?
Yeah.
Get out there and taste some breads, bro. Okay, whatever. So that's your big thing?
I guess so. I haven't really had anything else.
Okay.
Out of my area of expertise.
Interesting. So it's just bread. That's the thing that you say in the past year you said that has stepped you out of your comfort zone a little bit, eating table bread at restaurants.
Table bread? I had pretzel bites today. I've
okay.
never had a pretzel before today.
Oh my God. Dude. This is crazy to me. We need to keep going down this rabbit hole. You've never had a pretzel until today.
Yeah. No, I've had those hard pretzels you get in a sealed package.
Right.
One of those, but never an actual just pretzel.
Zach, I need to hear more about the food real quick before we wrap this podcast up.
What?
Dude, what do you mean what, dude? I'm fascinated. Maybe it's just me. I don't know if anybody else is listening that wants to dig deeper into this, but Dak, what else have you not consumed? Do I just fire off food and you just say yes or no?
Sure, go ahead.
Greek yogurt.
I've had it. I don't really like it.
Well, yeah, I know you don't like it. But you've had it?
Yeah, I've had it.
Cantaloupe.
Never had it.
Oh my God, Dak. Asparagus.
I've had it.
You like it?
If it's seasoned.
No, you lied. Okay, he doesn't like it.
If it's seasoned, it's not too bad.
Okay. A cheesesteak. Philly cheesesteak.
Never had one.
Oh my God. A burrito.
Never had one.
Oh my God. You've never had a burrito?
I've never had a burrito.
A taco.
No, never.
Oh my God. Lasagna, obviously.
Yeah, I've had lasagna.
You like lasagna?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, what the fuck, Dak? Tater tot hot dish.
Never had it.
As a Minnesotan, you should have had tater tot hot dish once.
Well, I don't like tater tots, and I'm not a big fan of hot dishes.
Dude, I'm too giggly for this shit. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, I want to roll right now.
Looking around.
Well, everything in here you consume then. God damn, I'm just thinking of the basics, you know?
The basics.
Like a quesadilla? I don't think you've had Mexican, have you?
I've had a quesadilla once.
It must be a big, significant thing.
It was probably I don't know, probably 8 years ago or so.
Oh, wait. This sparks interest. So, wait. Didn't you have this story? I don't know where you were, what happened. You had to eat fish or something. Your dad made you eat fish to get
I think we were in Duluth.
Okay, give me this story, please.
I think we just got I think we got smoked salmon or something.
Right.
At a place, and we had Domino's. I was eating Domino's, and he's like, "You can have another slice if you want, if you have some fish."
So you had to eat the smoked salmon?
It was pretty good.
Don't lie, Dak.
I'm not. It was pretty tasty.
Okay. So did you finish it, or did you just eat that one bite and you were boom right back to the Domino's?
No, I finished what he gave me.
Okay, fair. I just thought that was an interesting story. So you do like smoked salmon, then that's a new unlock.
Yeah.
I would say in the past like 10 years. Well, how long ago was that?
This was a while ago.
Okay.
That's over 10 years ago, I think.
Okay.
I feel like.
Well, I think I got a good idea. Dak, I think we should do like on this podcast, we should do like we eat like different foods and like you give it a little elaborate review, because I feel like that's just kind of a common theme we've had with our TikTok, just having food reviews, things like that. And I love food, man. I love it. I just want to be able to.
I mean, a lot of the foods is just like it's like a texture kind of a thing.
Right? Is that what it is? Like the sensory, like the texture part,
yes.
You just don't really like.
It just feels weird in my mouth.
Jello. Because that's a weird texture, man. Like I like Jello, but it's just not like really. You can't like chew it, and it's like liquid. You're like, what am I doing? You know?
Like I like my grandma would make like a pink Jello. It'd be like a strawberry. Literally be pink with like strawberry chunks in it.
Oh God, that sounds horrible, dude.
No, it tastes pretty good.
All right. Well, I honestly, you never, especially when your grandma's making it, you never know how it's gonna taste.
Yeah.
'Cause grandmas usually are wizards.
Yes.
And I feel like grandmas aren't even good cooks. They're just like, they're at that age where they just make good food somehow.
Yeah, of course.
Or you just like respect them so much that you like it. Like you're like sitting there, and you're like, Grandma, this is really good, but then you try it like the next day when she's not around. It's actually really bad. Like I don't think grandmas are that good, or most grandmas. Like I'm not speaking. There's some chefs out there, but like grandmas just when they cook, you're like, oh my God, like this is good.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it actually is. I think grandmas just have that that power, to make anything they do good.
My mom and grandma make the same pancakes from the same recipe, but I like my grandma's a little bit better.
It's the grandma touch, dude.
Yeah,
it is. It's the grandmother touch, dude. They have it. It's the wisdom and the age and the experience that they have that they put into that pancake.
Yes,
that's different.
Yes.
Maybe she does one step though that she doesn't want your mom to know about.
I don't know. I mean,
maybe she doesn't want to share the full recipe ever.
It's the same pancakes I've made for you guys.
Oh yeah, they look burnt, but they taste good.
Oh yes.
Because I remember I have a video. Dak, you're still pooping.
It just happens.
It's kind of impressive. I'm in the mood where farts are impressive right now. Dak's still pooping himself. You can't probably hear it on the mic, which is good. We don't want our listeners hearing
me ripping ass.
That happening. So Dak would make these pancakes for us. Dak would use it as a leverage in our house. And in our college house, we had 5 of us there, right? And we would all we'd all give Dak a hard time. Be like, Dak, you want to make pancakes tonight? And sometimes he'd be in the mood and he'd randomly be like, I'm making pancakes tonight for everybody. And he'd make the pancakes, and they were like, we had this terrible stove, so it wasn't like all on him, and like we had a terrible pan, and it came off, and it just looked like this burnt, charred piece of like bread. And we were like, no way, that's edible. And he's like, it's gonna taste fine. And it did taste fine with some syrup on it. It actually tastes pretty damn good. I won't lie. I'm not gonna knock you on the pancakes. I think we've had it in some vlogs. I'll roll a clip if we actually have it in one of the vlogs.
Yeah.
If I can't find it, I can't find it. Whatever. That shit was crazy. It was really good.
Oh, yeah.
But you would use that as a leverage, Dak. Like any situation that we got into, if we had to ask for a favor, we had to do anything. I'm like, hey, Dak, can you do this for me? Or, I made pancakes last week. Like, your famous quote was, bitch, I made pancakes last week. You did it all the time. You only did it because you wanted pancakes. And you're like, well, I have some leftovers. I'll just give it to the peasants of the house. And then I'll use this against them for the rest of my life. Yeah, you little schemer. Look at you laugh like an evil villain. You have an evil villain laugh. Do you know that?
Do I really?
It's literally like a...
It's a cackle.
Yeah, it's like a cackle. That's a weird word, dude. You said cackle.
Yes.
Is that laugh? Does that mean you laugh?
Yeah.
That's what a cackle means?
Yeah, like in
German or something?
Like the witch's evil cackle, which is like an evil laugh.
Give me your cackle right now.
I don't know.
What
do you mean, my cackle?
The one I just heard from you.
You laughing? I don't know.
Cackle.
I can't produce it on like.
It's spontaneous.
It's spontaneous.
Fair enough. Dude, I have so much more to talk about, but I'm gonna hold it back because Dak and I are gonna be linking up next weekend. Literally, we're gonna be having a lot of fun. Dak's gonna be coming back from a Twins game. We'll be teeing up. We're gonna have some people on the podcast, some guests.
Oh yes.
We're gonna have Selena Gomez. We're gonna have a lot of people on the podcast, so stay tuned for that. No, for real though. Thank you guys for tuning in every single week. I apologize for doing a quick and short one and being all over the place. Cutwaters will do that to you.
Yes.
Bushlight will do that to you.
Very much.
But honestly, we do enjoy doing this every single week. It's a lot of fun for us.
Yeah.
And we love to talk to ourselves because basically it's only like 200 of you listening. So once again, I appreciate every single one of you on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. We are the most important podcast in the fucking world. I don't know, Dak, you give the last little punch there.
No.
Exactly. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but Dak and I feel like I'm getting more of like a wizard at this. You're still pooping.
I'm farting, not pooping.
Dude, if you could hear it on mic, you would debate poop. Okay, never mind. Whatever. Yeah, let's wrap this up. Anyway, Dak, I love you. I love everybody listening. Any last words before we wrap this up?
No, I don't have another fart coming.
You do?
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I don't.
Okay.
It's not ready.
Yeah, well, tune in next week. Every Wednesday we'll be uploading these, but next Saturday we're recording another one. It's going to be fire. Like I said, Selena Gomez, Zac Efron. We're going to have the whole crew on here.
Yes.
Peace out. Stay safe. Don't drink Busch Light.
How dare you?
Unless they sponsor us.
It's a fine drink.
Dude, imagine getting a sponsor from Busch Light with
That'd be awesome.
52,000 followers on YouTube.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
Anyway, peace out, y'all.
See ya.
Oh, there it is. There's the toot. He did it again. I didn't call it a poop. I called it a toot.
Oh my God.